Only because this man ungitshitse mo near ironing the shirts of Mr. Johan. Mara jone ke aina tsa hae di hempe. Hey, ungitshitse ko ntlong we nna ke koropa kitchen ya Mr. Johan. Mara jone se ke koropa ntlo ya hae. Because you see that's the difference. Ko ntlong ya Mr. Johan ke domestic worker. Mara ko ntlong ya Mr. Vilakazi ke msadi. We're doing the same things. I'm just a domestic servant. Ke aina, ke phega, ke cleaner. And unlike Mr. Johan, he also has conjugal rights. Every night, he'd be out here huffing and puffing on top of me. Nando's chicken. So not only am I his sex slave, mara ke dula ntse ke koropa. Onkile mosadi o viable ka fela o felletseng. Wa lekwenya, o futho o like o futhetswe nkare ke bolo. A mo puncha, a mo tsutsubantsha nkare ke balloon e tswileng moya, ya fofa, ya lenda mo fatshe e shwabeng. A ba mo tshela ka metsi. A re nna ke tla go wathara hore o lo bereka mo ntlong yaka as my servant, ke tla go fa allowance ya 20,000 rands every month hore o mphophele bana, o keep the ntlo yaka skoon nge bleachy, and then also like I said, let me huff on you like a Nando's chicken every night. Yeah, if you do that for me, you will at least have the status glorified of wife instead of domestic worker. Because at this point, Karabo, you are receiving 500 randa for a weekend of chores in ntlo ya lekgowa. O mo ainela di hempe, o ntso o duster di kitchen counter tsa gagwe. And o tlo go fa 500 rand. Nna ke re go fa 30 tao. Just to basically make sure my house is clean and like I said, be my Nando's chicken. You will be my wife. I cannot taba if you feel angry because ke divorced a ke sense. Or if o second wife or what. Bottom line is, at least how domestic worker akere. Yeah. So let's at little fitla. When nna, I think that's a necessary, basically the lesser of two evils. When all my options are just being with a devil worshipper or working for Mr. Johan Petersa. Nna jwanong ke pompase ke arrogant ke important. Ke batla dula ko estate mansion so Johan hade but I ke tlo phumula di stains tsa yogurt tsa bana ba hao. Ke tlo phumula di stains tsa yogurt tsa bana ba ka le monna o thwetseng. Yeah. Papa. Just taking what you call a lesser evil when I'm supposed to be running my own business, when I am supposed to be married to a doting husband that loves Jesus Christ, that loves me therefore the way that he loved the church, a man that is not out here so freaking megalomaniacal that he will want to uglisa image yakhona impilo yakhe yonke azashona umunye umntwana yebatho ke tlo dula mo lenyalong nna mo ke tlo jeswang pubic hairs ke monna o nantsa le pizza ang party space cake. While I ask the Lord for a man that loves him so that I can be loved the way that Christ loved the church. A man that also understands my gifts, my talents that Christ will have me steward on the earth. And that he is content I should use. Because I your gifts and your talents for the kingdom of heaven. Because God who these gifts and gish. Yeah. A husband that out here is sitting on my gifts and my talents. Dala you closet homosexual. Dala compete and about tigin. Dala. Abata go ba cherry. Dala batla go tshwara cigarette ele ya go ba tsetshane. Ya mint inside some kind of a pipe. Atsuba ka yona. Because ke cherry. Dala funa ma manicure na ma pedicure. Gale motho ona a batla go lo groom ko phaleng. Tshwagala ntse batla go tshima di edges. Gala ntse batla go tshima di split ends. Sorry. Ngara ke tikin. Dala. Afuna spend 2 hours in front of the mirror changing outfits wondering what ke apareng. Gala batla ba cherry. But now he wants to be my husband. He's so much of a take-in, this guy, that akakwazi ukungakompiti nemedia yakhe nomfazi wakhe the way that abo take-in ba compete na each other. Le cousin le Syrian that wreaked havoc in my life ka ditlhatseka go fela. O compete le another way that basadi ba compete nga teng. Ha bana maitseo. They get in a cockpit ka dibunga. Ba ntshana di tswape, ba ravazane, go lenge matswele, everything e fofe all over the show. Hobo hotswa o one o winning. I phumula madi a kata mo abare jabu a bona ke nna the best one mo room. Shela nna ska shela Karabo basadi ba jwang. O batla karapana fight in a cockpit ba sa ratana ba sa dumedisane ha ba feta na go di officing. Women are cold men to each other. Ba aparalana, they dress for each other. O tla ba apara go kwa e blue ka osane, aba apara e pink because mabana wa apara e pinky, aba boro apele kuta boro e wena na le kwa e pinky because na ona le yona e pink. Ba jwala about chicken. The witchcraft they do is typical. Make sure Karabo doesn't get the career. Make sure she doesn't get married. Make sure she gets a baby out of wedlock. I had this freaky, filthy female from MTN that, listen to this, she took me to church when I was interrogating the things of God. and kisa go reima and pick up le monna teng ke na le koloi ya ka ba re no nna ke tla go pick up just to make sure you are held accountable for going to church. Chere ya teng later ke ha nyala a loya boloi ba a loya ke ba bitsang prospect ya ka ya o nyala. O kraile mtoro ko modimong. The Lord showed her that me getting married and looking all glorious. I decided to go lawyer that thing. O plomile go reima nya God is able every Sunday. Mara ka Wednesday o kopanele sangoma mo matlong. Ntsa le busy ngiyavuma e chui. Ntsa hetimule. All up in everybody's girl. Chere ena iloile my prospects for go nyala le gore ke ska progressa ka career. Di chere di lawyer na jwalo. O tlo batla wetse boloi ba how it manifest. I was pregnant with twins. Both babies of which in my stomach belongs to 2 different men. One was of my ex-boyfriend and the other child was of some dude that I had just recently dumped. The one that I used to date to go MTN for 2 months. I was pregnant with both my ex and this guy. I had twins in my stomach and these kids had different daddies in my tummy. Essentially that dream was to, seeing as she saw me getting married, Karabo, not only are you not gonna get married, mara these types of chicks to make like Erika Badu, to pride themselves in doing music, speaking about how it is that I got 2 babies and both of them got 2 different baby daddies. And then some dude and none of them I would be married to. Baby mama fella, but without being a wife, because now she was a baby mama out of wedlock. That made out of her a baby mama. So Onabata will have a better stats than me. Basically, she called herself a Christian first and foremost, but then had a child out of wedlock. But she got married to the baby daddy, and then had a child finally with this baby daddy in a marriage, the second one, and then so on and so forth. I don't know how many kids she has since had. Last time came by 2. Yeah, this chick wanted to be better than me. That's how women compete. This chick wanted to be better than me. So because I was facing getting married and then having children, not only am I not gonna get married, but I'm gonna have children by different baby daddies. That's how women compete. Basadi batawe, batsirian. Mara, you see, I'm monna go lawyer hore o etse ntho tseo. A se monna ke chere. Abuti tsa mo etsa face beat once and for all. Hey? Tsa mo ba transgender, is that basic? Tsa mo apara matswele a fake o etsa surgery all together e feletseng. Tsa mo tsaya di puberty blockers to make sure you end up as a girl. Even though no tswetse ole cherry, ole monna askisi. Tsama para kwai o lo iphoshonka, tsamo lata di eyeliner, tsamo lata CapCut application nang le makeup o lo iphara. Ola experiment ka di different look on like an application e khona go apply makeup. Tsama para filter e tlo smoothing your face into the wrinkles. Tsama yanga, tsa ka mo bo khudisa meriri o like 4C hair. You know how hard it is to grow 4C hair. Tshwantse batho e tlhokomele wash day ya 4C hair e nka 5 hours, but ona le batho ba tlhatswa meriri wa bona letsatsi kaofela. O ipotsa rena re giza ya gago ga e fele metsi a tshesang. These people that are out to be doing wash days that last the entire day because they've got 4C hair. Wash my hair in sections, you guys, and just make sure that you detangle it. This is such a wonderful tangle teaser. I'm so in love with this guy, with this product, you guys. It's just so wonderful. And ever since then, my hair is so soft. I would really recommend that you use this product. Oh, and the Rev Air Blow Dryer. Oh my goodness. Like, y'all don't even have to touch your hair, and it's like really cool air too. So you don't have to deal with heat damage and ABC. Like, our team do it. Go do all that. I'm building a Rev blow dryer from the United States of America with all those dollars and bring it to South Africa. Makita lapo uyotenga tangle teaser. Makita lapo uyotshima ama edges wakho uyoyenza I wash day ezodlasta ilanga lonke. Ngoba share. Hamba uyoyenza ebathong. Tsamaya ulotlhatswa 4C hair ya how that you are trying to get to bra strap length. First you want to get it to shoulder length and then bra strap length, and then you want to get to tailbone. Bese uyofika to butt crack length. Go and get yourself a t-shirt. A white, your golf t-shirt yakdala. It's pugileng. And then put, like, lines on it, ruler, to basically keep doing length checks every time you bring down your 4C hair. Uzo my length check abut. Angish uzo check ukuthi jonga lazy zifika by my chin, but the one at the back is at the bra strap. Wada. Yeah, it's a more t-shirt ya golf a white a plain. Ya khale. Or yeah, and then just kind of draw the line. Draw a line in mona, and then draw a mona, and let that be your, what do you call this? Your barometer to gauge over the next 3-4 years how your 4C hair is growing, and then embark on a strategy to do mini twists or mini braids to basically make sure that your hair is always in a protective style. And then all already braided in the product bo etsa le concoction go kitchen ya gago ya moringa le fenugreek le onions tsa ka fela o etsa mask mo tlhogong lo dula o lo apara bonnet mo tlhogong for 2 hours ntse o ipupile mo pila Netflix o ntse o file manala ne yeah for this thing to set how get mo bolo e rinsa for another 5 hours in sections that you keep on unraveling the twister then you will apply a tangle teaser via obo di twister hape how get mo obo o sa apply heat how get mo now that it's dry you've let it air dry obo etsa the mini twists tse tlo gonkang for days abuti that's what's good cuz we ticking ha bana o tlo compete le cherry jwalo ha bana o tlo zonda a woman's prosperity that much ha bana ha o batla mosadi a itshebeletse because o batho go tla ba ankile what you call your position hamba uyo washinwele zakho for ilanga lonke ze 4C maketa lapho besuyenze i-face beat yomhlaba busy abuti ka primer next thing o kena ka foundation next thing o kena ka concealer next thing o kena ka poire next thing o kena ka di lashes tse di kana next thing you doing your eyebrows color next thing you out laying your edges with the gel sanding next thing you out your little shapa weekend way yo ya go wave mo moyeng because when protective style ya go ga shapa ke di control mara wa para di week so we get teng ke lace front o lo ikera mo moriring o lo etsa tutorial ko YouTube as to how to make it look as natural as possible go and do that because you're a woman because that's what women do hey re hectic ka go prepare our day re tsaya 4 hours re tsoga ka 5 hoseng just so go ka 4 hoseng just so ka 6 ha re kena koloing re na le face beat engwe ya mhlaba re tshela ka diphebe bathong basadi etle a woman not only does that face beat at almost 3 hours or saying before I'm saying mara the whole day since I'm busy at powder and nose since I'm busy at check the eyelashes or adi with the in moto o travel like a perfume mara o itse o saying girl who look it put some cologne in your like the bag tsa basadi dula di email for that reason we potso ge ka mo ha ge ka mo ntoteng o na le fan o na le potlanyana ya di lip gloss le di reapplications of mascara le di poire on a le perfume I mentioned that the bottle of fela le feletse yeah di tampon le lantsa se mo period ya gage on a le di bobene tse 20 on a le di cotton pads for eng ha na motho tlhaloganyang on a le sanitizer ba bibitsang squeezy thing ena hand sanitizer on a le di wipes on a le foroko ya gage le thiba ya gage because ha ra to sebedisa cutlery ya ko officing or ya ko restauranting because o feel ngare gona le di germs on a le ha ona ntho e bathong ona le hair brush la mero wa gage o le mo control ke mo robotso ke di controls mara just in case o batla go brush down the edges ona le edge control ona le and these things are just in her handbag ha o ka bona mo butung etle ona le mat ya pilates a ke dlale ka lona I'm not playing games guess my next and like I still have a pilates mat in my car ona le fan ona le ha ona ntho ke share mo tsamaileng teng ke na le fan le mo koloi yeah imoto ya tika le yeah that's what's good so jaka that is the life of ke feeling ka tsa mo etsang dikoloi tsa lona a moving house the way that a woman's got a moving house in her car o shota go ke ba pot plant mo le mo khoneng because that's just what a woman is so it's more like any pot plant for your car fan for car Pilates mat go koloing lantsa ona le one in the house one go gymming in your locker yeah ntotso sa needing the thing all over the baggage 20 for vacation your 2 days so that you can officially be a woman because at this point you're just tricking the world into thinking you're men. You're tricking the world into thinking you're men. You are closet homosexuals because you actually do have sex with men in occult rituals, but you are fronting as straight when you ain't, when all you need to do is just make like these plethora of men on the internet out here priding themselves on having social media content, TikTok videos, just being chicks. Or like there's so many guys on the internet right now. Like the world is over. There is no time in history compared to this one where there are so many transgender men. Where every second video that you scroll down on TikTok is of some dude out here walking around kadi kwai kwai, or some dude out here doing a face beat. At least one of them have admitted that's what they are. But who obvious. Maganina bangi. Nizi pride ange imbambo zenu ezingashevangwa. Ninebange, you pride yourselves in how disheveled you are. Kadi chisko how clean shaven you are. Mona o khudisa miriri nka se motlhaloganye. Not today, not ever. Mona o phuntseng ditsebe o phuntseng nko nka se motlhaloganye. Mona on the design inside the SKL and a man should not spend that much time in front of the mirror. He's soft, he's a girl. But these dudes that claim to be straight, they are walking in ways so as to make it evident that they are in the closet. They want to be women. The chicken. One seki. They obviously want to be women. It's clear that they want to be women. Why do they want to be women? These men. Because they covered women. You covered our careers. You covered our beauty. You covered our face beats. That literally cannot stand. I'm already traveling with my power bank, so I need my keys. I need my keys. And I need to go and wear Bruch. 1 second. Hey. Kikafante. Jano. Taking the much anticipated leisurely neighborhood walk. Yes, some of these dudes. Ba bona gore ke tsubane jwang. Ke apere Bruch bona ke decent. Anyway, whatever. Yes, these guys are they're like chicks. They're like tiggins. They're proper like tiggins. Kibocheri. I mean, guys, when I'm really in dark circles. And it's more than normal just to recover my face. Everything. Like, you thoroughly want to slide into the DMs of a woman, but keep her impoverished. You covet, you envy. Like the guy who America. The Lord of my intelligence. How are you going to marry a man that's going to be passive-aggressive when you start to speak at Twenya English? How are you going to marry a man that's going to be passive-aggressive when you start to tell him that you got a promotion? Mona o saying happy for tabaro o promoted. I'm sorry, the guys of 2024. And when I root cause to Busheri Baba Bona, there's a root cause, okay? It started gardening when Adam and Eve fell. The prospect of like, guys, I had my whole career ripped from underneath my feet the very same way that women did it. Women competed with me because that's how women compete. Blue eye. Winning battle. Who is coming for women, especially in the black community? I've done so many videos speaking about the plight of the black woman. Nobody is coming for us. Nobody has our back. So the only place to go is to Jesus. He's the only one who can protect them from the defeatism of the black community, because no one cares about us. Black men don't care about us. Black women don't care about us. White men, white women, other races, nobody is coming for the black girl. So absent of you giving your life to Christ, as umfazi, and I mean, I've done just that. So it's precisely because abantu bafuna ukuthi ngenze the very typical thing that black people always do. Cutting your way in your stride and go and make a best friend out of each cherry that bewitched you into obscurity. Hamba uyothatha umngani okuthakathile in your stride. Hamba uyothatha boyfriend ekudlisa ama pubic hairs in your stride. Hamba uyothatha, basically it's like akunamuntu omunye ozayo for you. So because nobody's coming for you, you now need to go and grab yonke into la emgaqweni uyithathe uvele uzithele estradini in all manner and kinds of ugly cauldrons, because wonke umuntu is doing it. Liswima ko a cesspool of darkness and you expect wonke umuntu else to do it. I'm sorry. I apologize. There's gotta be a way out of this. We cannot be subjugated to the tyranny as black people of our people's crazy. There's gotta be a solution, a way out. There's gotta be essentially the different outcome for the black people that choose not to suffocate under the defeatism of the black community. There's gotta be something for Tina Banyabangafuni le green. Yokunje fela ukwamukela uaccept ukuembrace in your stride indaba ukuthi sonke siyadrapana, sonke siyarafazana nje, sonke siyabhidlisana, sonke siyacrack amaskala against the wall. All of us just keep on hurting each other because kunjalo nje in the black community. I'm sorry, I don't take it, I don't accept it. And the situation is so bad. It's so dire amidst us that I'm dying, literally I'm passing away, and I will not even deny in that at some point this thing would kill me, but thank God the Lord is the one that's going to cut these days short. We're going in the rapture. You will keep on human sacrificing black folk that don't want to be the typical black thing. And it's bicycle mseno. La matota that compete with women. Basa apare di tranka ba apere di G-string. They are clearly wearing lingerie. That's what's going on. Lenjalena is busy. Touch up my brows wakon. Hey, he's busy touching up his eyebrows. Every time he goes to the bathroom, he spends like freaking 2 hours in the bathroom. Anzali busy asheva, the square, home. These little girly men, the way that they so envy women. Now for me, it's like hamba uyozenza umolokhadi and start a TikTok where you basically act like a girl. Go hamba uyoyenza face beat ephelele ezindoda. At least tell us ukuthi we trans guy. Ungazo pretend la emgaqweni. Make like kusomizi uyoyenza relax nje efufang kamoya everywhere the show. Obo apara some flamboyant outfit ya di shoulder pads di kana. O go bontsha go grand chapo cherry ka mohara. Mara lona ba ipatileng closet homosexuals. You are the ones that are unfortunately marrying abafazi. Man katala phobesi niba nikeza ingulaza because you've got double lives where you are fulfilling your homosexual desires, because there is no way you can be that effeminate and not be low-key homosexual. And that's what I'm talking about right now. You have spread HIV to abafazi ngoba you are sleeping na yonke le South Africa, be they male, female, cat and dog. Nilala na yonke into. Man katala phobesi nifuna ukuthatha second, third, fourth wives. Nifuna ukuyohlonitshwa and anifuna ukuba reputation for being gay or whatever. So because anifuna ukuba ama out closet homosexuals, you are doing homosexual behavior. However, in the closet, you are hurting abafazi, heterosexual that don't want amadota that are dabbling for both teams. They don't want amadota who are LGBT. They just want a husband. And of course, however, because Didi Cherry, these gay guys, I've had 2 or 3 gay friends in the past. Mona wabona over Tina as a Cherry was ridiculous and it was piercing. You could tell. Gay men, the way like these gay friends that we used to have, they were clearly out. Like usizwe is gay. Nobody was out just suspecting anything different. The attitude that they used to pass to other women in the room, like the way that we spawn with each other as women, the way that we shabananga exegating up and down, the way that Nalidi handshaking and the way haper guarananga thing. Haona any single person otlo lanza ufilangara you are not one other than a gay guy. Uzokjela about how it is that you blush. When I blush, I had put some pink blush on my cheeks and he was like, cherry. These black chicks and they blush. What makes you think Uguti blush and fanela? I mean, when you go and you insult Umfaziganjalo, are we in daughter? Because men tend to be very sensitive about what they say to women because they know everything you're offender. They know that if they always say, honey, how do I look? They must say you look gorgeous, you look like a model. They are not to notice any iota of weight gain on you. They are not to comment negatively about your hair. They are to basically go out of their way to find something to compliment. Otherwise, they're going to have a horrible day. Men have an acute awareness, do you understand, of the sensitivity of women about their external appearance. They don't just drop bombs of you look nasty in a woman's face. Even if umfazi ufika endlini like Karabo, shang ama dark circles, bloodshot eyes, like everything agbugegi, but he's not going to say anything. And then after 2 weeks, after 2 weeks when you've gained your sleep, after 2 weeks when you have recovered, he's going to be like, yo babe, 2 weeks ago your eyes were bloodshot. I could tell that it was really bad in the office, but I didn't want to say anything, but you look really good now, you look rested. Only once you are recovered will this guy be like, yo, last week I wanted to let you know where your eyes were bloodshot. Off the cuff. That's the way that men are. They tend to be sensitive towards women and how women feel, what they're thinking. They don't want to basically get on their bad side. They know that we can whine and mope and be sad all day. They don't like confrontation. So because they don't like confrontation and they don't like just being in a war with umfazi, they will do everything in their power to avoid it, including in the climate of a woman. You will praise her even though something is awry. Something is 10 kilograms. That's just the way that men are. They don't want confrontation with women. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight because they know that we can hold a grudge for 10 days. You will say something about how it is that her mascara is smudging on her eyes, and this woman will hold him hostage to that comment for the next month. It's the way that it is. And men who are with their ears to the ground, listening to abafazi and having experienced women all throughout their lives, know by negative reinforcement what happens when you out here say stuff against women. They know the reaction, and seeing as 2 years ago they got a particular reaction from you, they're not going to repeat that offense again. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that's what men are like, real men anyway. They're like that. They get trained by experience. You don't just hoy a backhanded compliment to a woman and get away with it. They just know. And because just for the sake of avoiding they're not going to just poke at you. Pouncing on you like a beast. So if in daughter, Hashem, gay. If in daughter will highlight in ikathulo zakho azimechi iband. But gay guys, I've like I said, I've had friends that are gay before, 2 or 3 of them. And labantu laba bahlala bangi what is this bang hlabekisa man nebathu bang hlabekisa bantu ba gay. I did not like gay friends for that reason. I did not like gay friends for that reason. They can be very girly and very entertaining and very funny and good peoples. They are freaking insensitive to women. They are so insensitive. If you're a woman, you would know that this is true. Gay male friends. They will tell you, "Oh, girl, are you going to wear that?" They will tell you, "Oh, what's going on with your face? I feel like you're aging overnight." They will tell you, "What is that? Is that acne? Oh my goodness, gross." They will look at your face. All the dark circles like Karabo. And they will highlight just how it is that, girl, you need to get some sleep. Like, they are too honest for women. And any woman at all that is sensitive will not be able to stomach a gay best friend. They will not be able to stomach a gay best friend. Just go and watch Will and Grace. Will. And Jack. And how he's always all up in Grace's grill. How he's always just mocking and teasing Grace. That's how gay men are. They think they can drop bombs in our grill. And we will just take them. And tinage, as women, we don't guara them back. We don't tend to reciprocate lo guara guabo. We don't tend to tell them. If you've got a sumizi for a BFF, you're not gonna tell him guy. No, so hiding. I'm trying to finally, because women bajwalo, we to each other. Do you understand? Girl, you look good. No, why? Because it's an empathy thing. Inside, we know that we don't like it when people are out here highlighting tabare bag under our eyes. So we don't quickly raise it. But a man that is out here competing with women, a man that is out here trying to be a woman, will very easily bring down someone that has got something that they have that they don't. So what we have as women to gay men is basically womanhood. We're not bosadi at all. And the covetousness that they have over bosadi baruna is extreme because they can never have it. They are just acting like they're us. So baragwara, to basically validate themselves, they exalt themselves above us. So a trans friend, uzothala gwara. A gay friend uzothala gwara. And the reason why they gwara us as women, these gay men, these men that are out, is because, like I said, they're competing with what it is that we have that they don't have. It tends to be it tends to be competition for stuff that is envied, coveted on the part of the other person. They compete nati because singabafazi. So manje, when indoda is competing with you, noma ati aksu usomisi ngoba it's only gay men, trans men especially, laba gqoka impahla zabafazi. It's only them basigwara kabuhlungu nje, basitshela ukuthi blush yethu iphume endleleni, basitshela ukuthi our mascara is smudging and ama hips wethu are sharp, kwamele silose weight. Yibo abasitshela ukuthi, girl, you need to go to the gym. Batlo go lanza ba go gwara and mess with your self-esteem like no man's business. And I had a vision of some freak nyana out here mocking spoko saka. Spoko akwara spoko saka. Do you understand? Even please, only like beautiful women can have big foreheads. Look at Rihanna, look at Tyra Banks. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make a case for Miss Pongosam, not to some stabani. I'm not about to go and basically guara back some freaking closet homosexual because he's competing nam. Ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi nokukwara isiphongo sami sesikhulu, I will admit it, is the root cause of it is indaba yokuthi ukhaveta bosadi baka. Everything ekileng yona, men who envy women banjalo bazogwara ma gain weight. So makagwara indaba yokuthi gain weight, only look at indaba yokuthi this is a closet homosexual and he is frustrated by his manhood, and that's something he can never be. So for those reasons, anything on you that any hair out of place on you, uzoyikhipha. Uzokugwarela ama-dark circles aze futhi akugwarele. Uzogwarela ama-dark circles lenja lena akugwarele futhi nendaba yokuthi una 40 ukugile awunamuntu coming for you at that ripe old age of 40. Agcine futhi akugwarela nendaba yokuthi abakuthandi kini. Basically ntotse basadi ba compete ka tsona, and then hape o tlo tsena a ripa carpet from underneath your feet of provision. O tlo batla go ntsaela mosebetsi hore o rely on him. I get ba batla ba banna mara they're not men, and hape ba batla ba basadi mara ase basadi. So those that want to be men even though ase banna ba tlo insist on taking on patriarchal roles typically of men kankane, like o tlo iketsa provider ya gago kankane. In other words, o tlo go nkela career so he can be the one go kuthengela ibhunga, uzofuna ukuthengela ipenti, o tlo go batla go rekela ke le bloomers wa nkutlwa all the way down to bloomers. Uzokuthathela I family yakho so he can be the only one there to protect you. So roles that are men: provision, protection, and to care, protect, and love women. Uzoyenza situation your ecosystem will be manufactured to accommodate this stabani. Do you understand? Your ecosystem he will crash and burn your career, witchcraft. He will crash and burn your provision, your what do you call this, protection by family, in your ecosystem. Auto crash and burn that thing. He will also crash and burn your ability to take care of yourself in any capacity, and he will cause the world to hate you so he can be the only one that loves you. So things that he's supposed to glide in and basically work on his character to achieve, he is going to manipulate your ecosystem in order that he might be the one to rock up and be that thing. So he's not a man, but he makes himself a man. But you see, if you are in a position of embracing a man like that, you are in danger as a woman. Why? Because you're with a man that's actually a woman, and this dude is homosexual. He will likely be having sex with men out there and then come and infect you with all different kinds of things that come from both men and women, all right? And then he will mock you perpetually. Because how about because how about or because like proper below the belt commentary. The guy in South Africa that I dated for 6 months, for 2 months, the one that used to work at MTN, one night he told me the guy from America, same he said to me one time, what do you call this? What did he say? Utagim, don't you think you have a big head? I thought he meant arrogance and pomp, but no, he was actually speaking about my phenotypical head. Oh, he was guarding my spoko. I remember thinking, since I was a child. Mara, I'm not going to defend myself to you. That's poko, the way I defend Tyra Banks also has a big forehead, but she's beautiful. Rihanna also has a big forehead, but she's beautiful. I used to do that with other girls, teasing me. That's poko. Mara, I get lelana. Monna ongwarelangs poko that ong shitting ba bampa. Because Gabon and Torre guy. This little idiot. And he's the type of guy walk your tati your cherry so he can be the only one providing. Is Pongo Sam Leo Squarayo is only a byproduct of yonke else into that you were gonna guara. So basically, if I had agreed to Jola now and then end up your wife, this time around you were not only gonna guara poko sam, but mangnona because of having babies. Not on guara thing. When I was out getting stretch marks on my stomach because of Antoana corner that I carried to term for you, was on guara the fact that you're gonna call my stretch marks, my silver stripes on my stomach. It was on busy zebra boy, on pizza tiger, because Kalonzo guara, and then claim Uguti you were joking. Because that's how gay men are. My goodness, you and your big forehead. I'm joking. Gunjalo gugibo vele. Yeah, you were gonna guar me and then say I'm joking. So basically, when I would be heavily pregnant, looking like an elephant, waddling around like a duck on the floor, carrying your twins, you were then going to diss me for waddling around like a duck, like no sensitivity at all. I've been in a relationship before with a guy for 5 years, and he never once ever dissed my spongo. He never ever once, but basically the things that made me insecure, only guys that have been below the belt and frankly low-key abo cherry, abo compete and abo tigin, only they go and they tease you for what you look like on the outside. Are you gonna wear that? Are you this? Why are you looking at what I'm wearing as a man? You're a man. You shouldn't care. If you are focusing on what I'm wearing as a man, then of course you focus too much on what you're wearing as a man. You're the kind of guy to stand in front of a mirror for like 3 freaking hours, the way that a woman would stand in front of a mirror for 3 hours. You're the kind of man that would be growing out a whole 4C afro and then competing with your girl. Got length check. You're that. Lady Cherry. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so because Lady Cherry, you compete with women in your careers. You compete with women in everything. You are not easy going like most guys. Men are just chill, man. They chill. They are chill. And they don't go out of their way. Uguyo compete about cherry. So when you go out of your way to rip carpets from underneath women's feet, you're not a dude, you're a chick. And when you out here laying with a woman, you are an experimental homosexual. You are experimenting with women. You are like Somizi out here making a baby, no palesa. You are largely gay, but you're happy to have sex with a woman so you can have a baby. That's what you are, Lady Cherry. And so because you are little girls, I'm not going to take you seriously. I'm not going to defend these Pongosam and say I'm like Tyra Banks, because bottom line is everybody knows I am like Tyra Banks. I have got a big forehead, but despite it all, it fits nicely in this beautiful face of mine. It just works. Abuna muntu ongilandzelayo is Pongosam, except amadoda angena sense. So anginsabi nonke manhlangene lidi gay and then ntwele yetsang iqedile go gardening. Dicherry tsa lona tse le dinyetseng, your wives are also afflicting me because ba faza ke taba go ba yentse di gay. Ba dula ba gwarwa, ba dula ba tshotsa go dinko tsa bona di diphara, ba dula ba tshotsa go diphoko tsa bona di digima, ba dula ba tshotsa go acne ya bona ya nyontsha, ba dula ba tshotsa go madimpa tsa bona di ba bagolo ba stotla, ba dula ba tshotsa go di silver stripes tsa bona ke di zebra. They are constantly being mocked by wicked men. So of course they can't stand me. They hate me. Women already compete with each other. Do you understand what I'm saying? Ba compete with each other already. And so when you've got a man out here slathering your self-esteem in the streets, when you've got a man on Taho self-esteem, over and above the cherry that you are insecure in the presence of, over and above other women competing with you, groveling in a cockpit. So women that are married to them are worse off than most. They become like a Medusa. Do you understand? Women that have got snakes for hair and one look of theirs turns men into stone. Turns men into stone. They become evil because they're married to the worst thing that you can ever marry. A man is supposed to pamper you and comfort you and make you feel better. Elkanah loved Hannah. Hannah was being derided by Penina, but Elkanah was comforting to Hannah because he said, am I not more to you than 7 sons? If at all the world is beating down on you and your man is not here to patch you up like as with bandages, during pregnancy, and then right next to it you've got your girlfriend out here being below the belt. Honey, you are going to be Medusa. You're going to be evil. So I am encircled by a whole bunch of evil women because they're married to these dissing men. They're married to bloodshot. Yeah, they're married to that rubbish. That are not going to just suck it up acne because he trusts acne, and she will go to see a dermatologist in her own capacity. Already sega insecure. Agazo highlighting akazo highlight ukuthi ukuthi mangagqoka makeup ingathu cartel. Ay shem, she knows that. Uyazi. And a man that is a man is just gonna let it go. So tsamayang tsolang pele ntse leng gwarela taba go kena le sephoko ke a tseba gale ke tseba mara lona ha go te defender ko lona ha go te defender ko lona la bora. And hape batho ba go heso ke a tlhaloganya ke di Adams family ba ka lerata. My family members would love you if I married you because already my uncle is out here doing spells trying to make me marry one of you. Mara, just because bona batlolerata doesn't mean I'm going to accommodate you because now I'm self-protecting. I'm self-preserving. I belong to Jesus Christ. And so for those reasons, I trust that I'm going to be protected from whatever you are. I apologize for the wind. I trust that I'm going to be protected from whatever under heaven it is that is the stealthy infiltration into my life, the subterfuge. I also comprehend that libangata on top of that, and so you are prepared to regulate. And I don't deny her at some point if this thing carried on for another 20 million years, I would die, probably at my own hands. It would. Mara, not yet. The other day, however long this takes, I'm going to survive it because Mudim was the one that's going to cut these days short. I don't deny that like Achilles I've got to heal. Like who is this? Like Kimang Samson, that can get cut. Like Superman, I've got kryptonite. I don't deny that there is something that is weak in my life that can eventually end me. But what is important is that God is sovereign. He is sovereign. And He is the one that is controlling how much He can do and not much more. And what it is that I can take versus what it is that you are giving me. And He knows what is the height or the nth degree of sorrow that would ultimately strike my heel. He knows. He absolutely knows what is the nth degree of subterfuge. Attempts at it anyway. premonition, attempts at it anyway, harassment, attempts at it anyway, that I am going to get to the height of myself and eventually just snap my own neck. God knows what is that end. God knows what is that end, and He's not going to let it happen. It's wrong. This work that I do encourages me. It gives me juice for the day. It helps me get from one day to the next. When this work stops encouraging me, and when I stop getting respites from God, when I stop getting days that are better, when I stop recovering from sorcery, that's when it's over for you. That's when we're gonna go up. That's when the world is gonna come to an end. That's when the rapture is gonna happen. This here situation with Lamatota that are in the closet, do you understand? That are claiming to be men, but they're actually really just bulldogs that are bullies, bona, and whatnot. It started in the garden. Do you understand what I'm saying? The judgment on Adam was that from now on, you are going to try and rule your wives. While women's judgment was that from now on, your desire will be for your husbands. So women have got a weakness in that. They take rubbish from men, no matter what. Even when these men are super ungodly and unnecessary to take in one stride. Whereas men's issue will be that they will want to rule women. But in the last days, men becoming more effeminate means that their way of ruling women is going to be, frankly, just kind of homicidal. They're going to basically start walking in genocidal antics, and this genocidal demeanor that they are walking in is going to make them too destructive for God to keep the world going. And women are going to be too docile, taking a whole bunch of rubbish in their stride from these wicked men. Too much for God to just keep this a going concern. We are there. We have arrived at a point where men are too bullyish. Baal is stronger and thicker than us, but however covetous of our femininity, and a place where women, even though they try to be bush like men, they still keep on getting killed by men, and most of them subjugate themselves to the tyranny of evil men, because apparently there's nothing else in these streets for us to work with anymore. When there are no choices left for us, that's the end of the world, and we are thoroughly there. So all the best trying to take me to the nth of myself when I have chosen the right path, and I have also evidence that we are at the end of the world. I'm not going to take you in my stride, and neither is the Lord going to expect me to continue to take you in my stride. I am just not going to settle. I will die first, but before I die, I will get raptured. That's all that I needed to put out there. All that you need to know is that this here is going to result in a rapture and nothing but, because nina zitaba nindini anizothatha more wives only to infect them with HIV because you keep sleeping with each other. You are just not going to be let to continue to do that as men, while women become so evil that they can't even be redeemed. It's just not going to continue to play out this thing, no matter how much you strongly desire that it should. It's not going to end well for you. And as for all these family members that keep on setting up their own family members for hell failure, the world is coming to an end, and so finally God is going to wipe you off the face of the earth so that your family members can be given a chance to turn to Him. Abantu bagini bagcina bazonda God because of what you've done to impilo zabo. Nibathathela imisebenzi, nibathathela isinkwa, nibathathela abantwana, nibathathela imiyeni nabafazi. You have taken away from them a life nje enjoyable, impilo ephilekayo. You who have done this to your family members, God uzon erase from the face of the earth. My cousin is facing extinction as we speak. Do you understand? Even before the rapture, so that abantu bagibo bazo amgela usomandla, so that her dad, her mom, her sisters, so that my family, so that pretty much the whole family that she has set up to embrace Satan and not God will ultimately embrace the Lord. Some people got moved out the way. I've already spoken about that before. So akele is happy. People are about to die in their droves. Do you understand? And these people, they are causing the earth to go to hell. So matotandini way dabani trying to marry a whole straight woman. And as for the women, all the best from carrying on, but you are also going to be wiped out the way. So all these people that you have set up for failure so they don't embrace the cross will eventually embrace the cross, because now you're out the way. This is the end of the reign of terror that you've been walking in. I'm signing out in Christ's name, Kran K. Peace. Yo, I'm not quite done with that message. I couldn't just let stuff go. It's just that when I was on the street, I ran out of battery, and so I quickly finished the message because I just wanted to be done. But Nikisa Feta, I want to explain what I saw. Essentially, that alongside my crazy creepy cousin, I need to expand on it. Like y'all can see, in my face. I come back. Something's not giving, something's not good. Because I'm under severity of spiritual attack from just a plethora of angles, and exploitative people that have always been exploiting are exploiting. So I'm just going to spend the next 20 minutes or whatever explaining to you a dream that I had concerning one of these freaks, these psychopaths in the occult. I told you that I could remember an additional psychopath into my life. I already have a lot in my family. I've got one in particular that's just the bane of my existence. She is ridiculous and she keeps going back to the drawing board. And now the dad is all up in my grill trying to marry me because I'm just this humiliation, this thing that is very innocent and just largely disregarded. And so and it's not the first time he has tried a spell of this nature, but he's gone back to the drawing board again. I've got crazies in my family, what I'm trying to explain right now. And so therefore I don't need to add any extra crazies, but these crazies that are outside of my family that want to come into my space and so therefore join the Adams family just as additional crazies. Like I said, I've got a battle that I'm fighting and I'm going to choose it. I'm going to choose who to fight and who not to. I'm not bound to experience more hardship as a warrior against the kingdom of darkness because I capitulated, I settled, or whatever. Okay, like, look, the world is ending. This is really very basic. There's no way that it's not ending because all these things are crazy. Like the stuff that just keeps ramping up of this nature. Despite the fact that umuntu wazi ama details about what in the world is going on, like the fact that the Lord shows his servants what is going on the ground, and despite the level of accuracy in letting you know what you're up to and you being called to repentance and you being rebuked, you still go back to the drawing board. By the time the eventualities that slap your lives, by the time these things happen, you must understand that you absolutely 100% had them coming. Because you will have been given so much advanced warning. You will have been given so much understanding in the run-up to that you will be without excuse when now you are enduring what are called ramifications. So here goes. Nothing. One of the little menaces, I mean, there's a lot, right? I've been describing. And I want, like, proper. Anyway, one of the little mini menaces that are all up in my grill. Wait again. Like, I don't even know about Tobang Tola guy. I don't know where they find me, but that's the thing, right? When you're into occult magic and you orella sit outside of Christian ministry, sometimes you will manifest demons that will make you disregard that which is an inevitable, this is not going to end well type of eventuality for you. Like a Christian that out here has called out so many other people and you still go and you harass them, lambaste them. Nothing but demons does that in a person. Like entities chilling, dwelling, lodged in your bodies, in your spirits, manifesting, making you essentially absent of your own faculties, unable to control your own body, thoroughly in no capacitation at all within yourself to do anything different from that which other people have predictably done. And so typically, like dominoes, you also fall despite having had advanced warning and despite other people in the run-up to you doing this dumb thing, doing it and having no good end result to it. Like these people that think I don't understand it. Like when a person has overwhelmed so many other structures and you think you're the different thing, I literally do not comprehend it. And Elenja Lena is not even as prolific in terms of the strength of his sorcery as other people. But I want you to understand, like because of my Adams family, because of my crazy family, and so therefore to highlight, put out there that when you don't protect women, when you don't have the back of widows and orphans, that is what makes for true religion. True religion is to take care of widows and of orphans, to basically have the back of women and children. When you don't protect your girls, which in the black community, it's quite a poignant problem. When you don't protect your girls and when you don't protect women, black girls are sport for violence across the board. We are sport for being child ingati. We are party favors at a Diddy party. Little children out here being trafficked. We are just sport. It is no wonder we become angry black women later on. I've done videos, a plethora of them, highlighting the challenges of the black women, of the black woman, and how to basically overcome. And the be all and end all of a message at the end of this thing is always the same. And the message is, repent and give your lives to Christ. Basadi, because in these last days, ain't nobody coming for you. And it's not going to do anything for you to cry about it, mope, lament, and also to take matters into your own hands. All of Johannesburg, all of South Africa, all of whatever, Congo, because everybody out here come for you. Everybody out here ripping off the panties from your body. Everybody else out here having rape mentalities where you're concerned. Everybody else out here having no care for the fact that you are bereft about what they've done to you. You are sorrowful. Nobody cares. And so therefore, because nobody cares, you then decide ukuthi yazi lenna ke tlo tlhaba, lenna ke tlo trapa, lenna ko tumpa ko ravaza ko thunya, lenna ko ba sebotho, ko ba seboko because ke bokweketswe, ke tlhabilwe, lenna ke sebokwetse. Lena ke botofetse ke botofaditswe ona le batho ba neng le di botho ko nna so ko lena ko ba se botho back. Like, you proper imagine that insofar as wena o ka ngwapa cause ngwapilwe cheeky o tlo ba right, but all you end up as is the thing that is typically ignored in the black community: angry black woman. Ukwatile nje, just throwing your toys out the cart and being what is called typical. And that's not going to do anything other than just proliferate a generational curse amidst the black woman. If you don't fight this thing, ngama spiritual weapons, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but are mighty in God for the pulling down of strongholds. If you don't fight them differently from what everybody else has achieved, from what everybody else has done, comprehend that if at all you put the same inputs into an ecosystem, you are foolish on that day when you anticipate a different outcome. When you anticipate you're going to get a different result, you're not going to get anything different. You're just going to be your mom. You're just going to be your grandmother. You're just going to be your aunt. You're going to be this bitter broad that's no longer even pretty. So that's what's going on. Yeah. And I'm out here trying to be essentially what would be a bitter broad that, however, is lamp-basting her enemies, because ain't nobody gonna touch me. I'm gonna make it like MC Hammer. However, I'm going to be perpetually salivated after by those who anticipate that they can bring so but by mere virtue of latching onto Jesus, badly maintained kafra. And because the Lord does not allow anybody to be put who trust in him to be put to shame, I literally get the last laugh. No mangunga bonagali ukuthi I'm gonna get the last laugh, right? We walk by faith and not by sight. So we eventually, as abazalwane, get the last laugh. No mangunga bonagali. So the difference between me and other black women that out here botify themselves because nabo babotetswe, baba ditswe a bad blow di boto. So le bona ba iketsa di boto. Le tlo bona difference ka nna le bona. You are gonna see it. Like, eventually, you are going to graduate to the point of recognizing ukuthi somebody took up my cause. Like, the Lord literally took up my cause until ngahlaza ka swabisa ka botofatsa bona fela without me ending up his bot herself. Yeah, all these freaky things that happen to the black woman that take a perfectly viable, gorgeous, beautiful girl that is coy and dainty and sweet and light on her feet like a feather and make her a gong. Godzilla, one footstep is an earthquake in a city. Yeah, that's what's good. I'm not gonna end up that thing inevitably. Essentially, ibakyam is gonna have a bite. Because black women, is a bug without a bite. Because won't umuntu just writes you off as lentole efoforwang because it bitter. Won't umuntu anticipates that we're gonna end up bitter, and when we just are slip to the side, because especially now that sibadala, we are older, ain't nobody care. An ageistic society out here responding by saying, anyway, as much as you want to, the bottom line is, yeah, I'm gonna have the last laugh. Y'all gonna know who cry justice as motto that no one here on this planet cares to give justice, because so this black community nina nonke eninga nagegele eninga tlhokomele abothekeni hore trafficked our bodies how nje fela kalula amadoda abena ndaba nendaba yokuthi enough is enough. When you out here saying re enough re here khulekani ngatogeng ha mamele, cause ukudlwengulwa nje is just the lot of the black girl. Angisho kwamele nje sithathwe njengetsunami, following which asireport nokureport ama-case wakhona e-police station ngoba siyazibwa even there. Like, sichikwa at like doing a rape kit in a hospital, you'll be given attitude by the nurses there just because you're a black girl. Like, that's just how it is with us, right? So now when you've got nobody coming for you, and I've done a video of this nature, now that you've got nobody coming for you, you could, of course, like I said, blow steam, blow your top, or you could recognize the epidemic that is pursuing you and how you are literally never going to get the last laugh unless you go to the one onga tlobara alo khada alo batumba ka le khadima. the one who can do that on your behalf, unless you go to one otlo bulayang ba bulai ba hao, unless you go to the person otlo tshwarang ka di washing successfully, those aba imagine ukuthi wena awuna strength, awuna cloud, no murasa kuna muntu nendaba nawe because you are black. Yeah, when you go to the one who cares that you've been done dirty and can therefore flip the narrative to favor you until wonke umuntu ahlazeka la emgaqweni that came at you, halitlologa. I've given my life to Christ, and as a result ke bona dinyoko tsa dinjate tse tshereyaneng all over the show, which is why izolo I rocked up and I was like, was it day before or whatever, that video that I did where I was singing, one of the first things that I said was lingetse. Like women, I don't know lingetse mang, because now at this point the way there's just such a slew of insults, a litany of attacks at my person by all these random vagrants on the internet, la mahobo that are insisting of ukudloma endlini yami ngoba bona abena ikhaya labo. They have not made a warm home out of their own ecosystems. Bayovele bafuna ukusquatter in the household of a warm woman in Christ. Yeah, the way baningi ngakhona, the way there's just such a litany of them. Ngiyazibuza ukuthi Grandshap, is there any woman la emgaqweni ongachadanga i-satanist nyana that's out here making like fungal acne? Angas, is there anybody that has not been given an infection of a satanic spiritual nature by these guys? Is there any woman married to a sober man? The way they are so all over the show, the way balimanga tagateng, and the way linna bang ravasitseng bang latakadi aro tsa bona. When I was still employed, kile shapo evidencing ukuthi Grandshap abaglandele emva nje kuphela ngoba awunamali. It's just that mawungena mali, they become more brazen, they are more emboldened. And mauna your own support, they tend to be a lot less persistent to ransack you. So tlhoriso ya bona ha we bone fandi one, they become below the belt because you don't have money. But when you do have money, when you're okay, they are a lot less in your face with it. They're stealthy with it. So ngiyazibuza namhlanje ukuthi nichadeni, what are your husbands looking like? Because yarmen babangata and they don't take no for an answer. Like they discover this thing that is witchcraft. Bayathola bayadopa ngayo engathi imali on the side of the street, and then now they think ukuthi bazoyisebenzisa for yonke into. So akusashelwa organically anymore. Kwamele you have to be given an interest in a guy before actually nokushela, so as to minimize the likelihood yokuthi awuzomqoma. So shapilwe ki korobela before this outie even comes and slides into your DMs. Before ahoshela, before even tapping on your shoulder, basically tshetse metsi le manure mo bojwangong ba pelo ya hao ka ditlhare. He has already fertilized the ground to make sure that we am before akhuluma nawe lenja. He is not even trying to get his Mac game on. That's what they become like once they learn witchcraft. They set the ground to be perfect, like putting manure on grass before you can lay the lawn, to ascertain that it'll catch root and blossom. They don't even try to use their own game. God. So ngiyazibuza ukuthi Grandshap ni chadeni chikiras, because this here dream that I got was the Lord just showing me just how taxing lezinja are. And they've got a brazen bravado top of that. Ugyozama umzalwane ophuphayo that gets visions, it gets shown all of this rubbish ne la emgaqweni ya kuyabonswa. Despite all of that, basazama ngoba benaho, because they imagine, do you understand, that it's only a matter of time before they get the very last thing abayifunayo, because labanye ababazamile that they got galula, they imagined ukuthi ngama low hanging fruit. They call every other woman that quickly capitulates to korobela low hanging fruit, but the ones that resist, like abo Karabo, so the ones that are like angifuni nje awuzongidlisa, they think ukuthi were just a tough catch, but a catch nonetheless. So they just keep experimenting. So nichadeni if indoda le omchadile namhlanje, if the man that you're married to today, if you did not qoma him within a week, megazoyenzani to make sure ukuthi you become his wife? What lengths would he have gone to? Would he have not sown discord between you and your sister so that after ntwaya tengi he'd be there to comfort you? Would he not have caused you to have some kind of issue emsebenzini so that you would run to yena uyomkhalela or uyomcela umsebenzi because he's a senior manager for some other company? Would you basically not have been put in a position to need a favor from him? If at all, after 5 seconds, if at all you went what they call low-hanging fruit. And so he doesn't feel the need. He doesn't feel a need to break you up with your mom. So that how over the way and so he then become like the comforter of note that is there to be there for you. So Nina, that were what they call low-hanging fruit. Anna Zikrensha, how far this bugger would have gone to get you, you don't know. Lunaba Komilenka speed. These randos, evidencing your good they didn't even have to do that spell because you might have just ubakomanje. Because actually that's it. Like they don't even know their own game. They don't know if they would have actually gotten you without this witchcraft. That's why they become so insecure and so essentially then later on what is called passive aggressive and maybe even physically violent towards you. They get violent because they literally have got no confidence in their own game. They don't know if they actually won you through their charm and blood, sweat, and tears, just hard work, or if you are reeled in nyemiti. And because of that uncertainty, they become passive aggressive because they will always be insecure. In your climate, in the midst of other men, they will imagine that somebody else could snatch you out from them. So habarate ole kind to anyone go queuing go woolizy when you are waiting to pay for bread. Abaspice kelemsende says to ubulise indoor that was in front of you or behind you guys or said excuse me and smiled. Like they are insecure about everything. They're like Michael Ealy in The Perfect Guy. Umuntu that's gonna literally blow his top and overreact to something innocuous that you were not even thinking too hard about, but he will have picked it up. Why? Because he's insecure. Because why? Now I want to tell you, after having spoken that, right now as I speak to you, like I can't even feel myself. I get the feeling. My sensation have filed me down to a point where I can't feel anything anymore. All I do is just trudge through these streets, trudge through a forest, trying to come out from the bushes that I might have some sun piercing into my eyes because I've been put in a dark place just for the sake of me embracing the one person that's gonna rock up with a flashlight and say, ma'am, can I help you? Hegelian dialectic, setting you up for failure that you might so that you might embrace a rescue. Yeah. So Nyazbuza time and time again, Lingetzing, like what are you married to? And now I'm about to explain to you what one of these filthy freaks has, what God has shown me about one of them. Another one. Ongiphakamele nje ngivelelwe eva ke dinjatse. Uvetse angiphakamela ka ditlhare tse ding and I'm like ntsosa ngimamele. You literally listen to my content. So why ongzama? Via. It's just inebriating. Do you understand? Ule intoxicated from all different kinds of angles. Give a very thing every single day. So ni chateni, but again, I don't know. Anyway, here's one of them, right? That I had a dream about Maubani Busiu. Over and above the cousin, one of these filthy monsters. Yeah. What a lot I got. This one of them. And so, drag through the mud, to my family. Let me explain to you what this one in particular is like. It was a bad thing. I had to stop recording earlier because I was running out of battery from indoors. I had a dream of one of these little psychopaths, like Autinyana Yahoba, full stop. Ke stompisa cigarette grandshop. I wanna cherry I deserving in this ecosystem. Sonke, bonge abotigen involved in this particular story. Aba deserve lenja. He full stop. Wankutwa ke T junction, ke ntho e tshwantse motho a jige from yona mara. Una le cherry e fediseng contract le di nonsense. Do you understand? Stompisa sa cigarette sa monna. Ne? Selling a stain of blood on your t-shirt. Because nonto li piso onwaya. Eczema. Ebe ihlahela through your t-shirt. The thing that this guy is like that. Like a stain of blood or a blood that you don't think is gonna show because you keep on wiring some sore on your body. That stain. That's what this guy is. This stain is eczema. And so why? This little full stop of a stompy of a cigarette. Onyetse a woman that did not have this thing coming. Mega msula, mega innocent. Aguna muntu innocent truly la emkakweni on earth because we are all sinners, right? But in the grander scheme of things, we're innocent. So the way out here in like like he's been a little occult practitioner since he was just in Hlongwane. Nkare o tswile out of his mother's womb. A bodlang pepo, I could say. Mara khala ntse le busy ka ditlhare. And then he met a woman by happenstance.